Hello and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion's Prototype Challenge Season 2. Round 3's at Magny Cours and we're here for the second leg. My name's Mark and joining me in the commentary booth is Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, thanks Mark. It's great to be back for the second race. Let's see if it's as action-packed and frenetic as the first race we had earlier.
Indeed, yeah, the LMP2s especially did not want to keep it on track, it seemed. But yeah, let's see how it goes for the second race. We've got Tom Minot on pole. And we've got a replay here. What's happened? Sam Stop. I have no words.
No, I think that looked like some sort of either hardware failure, and it's not like Sam would have done that on purpose, so it's a bit unfortunate. Let's hope there's not too much damage. Yeah. As we can see, the grid for the second race, we have Tom Minot taking pole, Gavin Kelly second, James Renwick third, Michael Messenger fourth, Ben Chalcroft fifth, David Duglo-Keki sixth, Stephen Maxwell seventh, Mary Hugavin in eighth, Pavel Kuzmik ninth, and Oliver Estridge in 10th. Dan Rice and Afonso Aguero in 13th, the LMP2s, and then we have the LMP3s bringing up the rear there.
Right, so Tom Minot leads us to green, and he's managed to keep his lead into the first couple of corners from Gavin Kelly, Michael Messenger, and James Renwick in 4th. As we see, that's Pavel Kuzmarek in 9th, starting just outside the reverse grid pole, and he's off touching the gravel already. So not a great start, as we see Messenger looks to the inside on Kelly, but doesn't manage to make a move, although it looks as if Kelly defended the inside slightly, and Messenger looked as if he was going to try around the outside, and in fact, yeah, he got the cutback, and is already past Kelly, and will now have his eyes firmly fixed on Minot, as he goes to try and hunt down for the overall race victory. And Minot goes very wide, and it looks as if Messenger's going to have a look and see if he can go from third up to first. Sorry, go from fourth up to first in the space of one lap. And indeed, Tom Minot's off.
Yeah.
That, again, looked very weird.
Very strange. Once again, it looked like some sort of hardware failure, and Tom just pulled off the track and came to a stop in the gravel.
Did look like that. So, we've got our Race 1 race winner, Marian Hugavin, and our Race 1 runner-up, Stephen Maxwell, up to 3rd and 4th. So they've had very good opening laps. And in fact, having said that, Hugavin's straight past Kelly, as is Maxwell, and they're both back up to the podium straight away.
Yeah, scythe through the field there.
Indeed, as we see Winslade now tucked up a little bit behind Dan Rice. Rice, of course, is in the faster class, so won't be holding Winslade up too much. And in fact, you see he's already got past Meesters as he tries to rejoin the back of the LMP2 field. Of course, that's the issue with this multi-class racing and the dual race format. If you have a poor round 1 and you're an LMP2 driver, not only are you starting at the back of your own grid, you're starting at the back of all of the LMP3s as well.
Yeah, it's a big incentive to really pull your finger out in race 1, isn't it, really?
Indeed. So, if we try and focus a little bit on LMP3, because they were quite silent and discreet in the last race, we've got Ryan Dazewski from Rich Meesters, from Gareth Winslade is your podium in the LMP3s. Dazewski had a great round 1, just sort of quite quiet to be honest. As we see, was that Kelly spinning? That was. And he now has got to try and do a little spin flick turn thing when there's no cars coming. And there you can see him failing at that and taking to the grass runoff.
Yeah, he's got caught in the LMP3s as they come through now, so he's having to keep out the way.
But he is now facing the right way, thankfully. And he's letting a lot of the LMP3s past.
That's Rich Meester's in the Cool Camel Silver there in second.
Indeed, Rich having an excellent couple of races.
Yeah.
And I think Rich is up to second in the championship, I think. And yeah, more races like this could see him become a real championship contender.
Yeah, he's really strong in the LMP threes at the moment. He's having some really strong races, and he's taking it to the front. There's definitely no slouch in this car.
Definitely not.
A bit of a blink
As we
there from
see,
Winslade.
it was, yeah. If you consider that the current championship leader, who's Zhao Tome, is down in, well, was 6th. He's just recovered a place to 5th now that Winslade's run into issues. And yeah, I think Tome was 6th in the first race. See a replay of what's happened to James Pepper. He's got no rear wing.
Oh, dearie me.
That's a big crash.
A big incident there for James. I hope he had his fingers off his steering wheel when he hit that.
Fingers crossed, yeah. And having said that, Winslade appears to be having some sort of connection issues because he is still showing up in 3rd when he's on the track.
I think he swapped his his DRS button for a stealth mode button.
Quite possibly. You see Ben Charlcroft there running very solidly in 4th. Defending hard from Ettridge. Charlcroft goes to defend the inside, but leaves a bit too much room, and Ettridge is going to have that. Ettridge up the inside, last of the late breakers. And tell you what, Charlcroft was late enough on the brakes that move was not a slam dunk. And I think Charlcroft's going to keep that. Yes, he does indeed.
Yeah, great driving there.
That was brilliant from him.
And Gavin Kelly's moved himself past the last of the LMP3s that he had to pass to get to the back of the LMP2s.
The little lock of the brakes there. This is Russell Bright, who's trying to chase down a podium position. Speaking of Russell Bright, I know Russell... We mentioned in the last video about how we could fit 2,595 of him head to toe around this track. Do you want another little Russell Bright stat or fact,
It
Steve?
would be rude not to. Go on, let's go.
In fact, tell you what, I'll give it to you in the form of a quiz. Now, Russell Bright often streams on YouTube under the name Extric Racing. Go check him out if you haven't already. Now, what do you think there are more of? Has Russell done more videos for YouTube, or will he have done more turns at this track by the end of this race? I'm counting both races, including qualifying laps.
I would say, knowing Russell and having been watching Extric Racing for quite some time now, that it's more videos than turns.
Well, 10 laps, 17 corners, including qualifying laps, that's 478 corners. But Steve, you are right, he's done 567 videos.
Oh, get in,
So
what a result.
More videos than corners.
Prolific video maker.
Indeed. We see Dan Rice now weaving through traffic. And tell you what, there's been a change up at the front. Hugavin has got past Messenger. So Hugavin looks like he might be able to do the double, get 2 race wins, including the reverse grid. He has 5 more laps to do it. So as we see Messenger there taking an awful lot of that curb. He'll need to be careful.
Yeah, the top 6 are running quite well. I've said that the 4th to 6th are running quite closely together, so it'll be interesting to see if the position swap there. And that's Rich Meester's closing on Ryan Suzuki, so that's going to be interesting to well see if Rich can get the win.
Indeed, so we've got Suzuki and Meesters almost nose to tail as they come through that chicane and start the next lap. Boomeister on the other hand, has just set the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's closing in now.
He has indeed. So we'll see. Here's on board with Messenger. He's starting to drop back a little bit from Hugevin. Still defending well from Maxwell. As we see, there's Rich Meesters looking to make a move on Tazuski. Tazuski has a little lock-up. He defended the inside well. And still they run north, nose to tail. They come through here. Feels like Meesters has got a little bit more pace, but just can't find a way past.
Yeah, it's important in these long straights to get as close as you can to take advantage of the slipstream.
Indeed. Of course, Tazuski, though, not putting a foot wrong. As we see, that is Maxwell finally getting past Messenger. Meanwhile, Ettridge tries to get past Shalcroft at the same time. Ettridge to the outside. Shalcroft breaks. Shalcroft hits the apex. No way through for Ettridge. Ettridge will probably be getting sick of the sight of that rear bumper. He'll want to try and get past. But again, with Shalcroft, he's just not making a mistake.
No,
he's placing the car exactly where it needs to be.
Exactly. Consistency is the key with these cars, whether it be the LMP2s or the 3s. Once you get into a consistent rhythm and the car's sitting where exactly what you need to be, it's very difficult to get past.
It is indeed. So we see Russell Bright then. Oh, he tried to go around the outside of Boomeister, and there was a little lock-up.
Zhao Tome with a bit of a slide behind them.
I was going to say, Tome, I'm not sure if he can recover that. It looks as if he's dropped a lot of time. I'm not sure if he had a full, complete spin. But certainly lost a lot of time. But luckily, he's got quite a gap back to Winstade. And who's that? That's Dan Rice off. These cars are very tricky, of course. No ABS. So if you start to lock your brakes in a braking zone, it's absolute agony. It's so hard to get that brake unlocked again. And it's so easy to lose the car. So we see Dan Rice will now have the rather annoying task of trying to get back past all of the LMP3 cars. As we see, there was Boomeister getting a little bit squirrely through the final chicane. And still, Tazuski is keeping Meesters at bay.
Yeah, it's really close, respectful racing between these drivers here.
It is indeed. 3 laps to go.
And Russell Bright's past Boomeister. Yeah,
he has.
We didn't see the pass, but he certainly passed him now.
Oh, that was a penalty that just flashed up at the bottom. I missed who that was.
Yeah, I must
see Meesters has had an incident.
That's Ben Shalcroft
into the pits.
That must have been the penalty for Ben Shalcroft. I can't see any damage on
right.
Yeah, I can't see any damage on the car, so it's a stop and go. Penalty there. I'm not sure. There's no penalty decision there.
And we missed it on screen, but something happened to Messenger because he's now dropped down to 4th.
Yeah, he has.
About 13 seconds off. Meanwhile, Winstade is all over the back of Meesters. So we didn't see what happened to cause Meesters having that issue. We just saw him off in the gravel somewhere. But he's managed to get back on track and is now under pressure from Winstade. He is currently in P5.
Yeah, Gareth's a quick driver as well, so he will be putting Rich under pressure for this, 5th place. And that's another penalty
rapid, as we
for
see
Zhao Tome.
Which obviously has big championship implications, because I was just about to say, of course, Meester's having that issue means that he's dropped back behind Tomei, but he's now ahead of Tomei.
That's it, and it promotes both Meesters and Winslade one position. So now Winslade is now up into the top 5 and pressuring Meesters for 4th.
And Winslade goes to the inside. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. A little lock up for Meesters. Winslade is through.
Yeah, there's a nice little block pass there from Gareth there, just to block Rich Meesters out and take the position.
Indeed. So, as we see, Rice just getting ahead of Russell Bright on track. And tell you what, this fight is not over.
It certainly isn't.
Meester's
no.
coming back at Winslade. And in fact, Meester's has got him.
He did, straight through there. What a pass.
That was a great pass.
And it looks like we're heading towards the last lap.
We are indeed the leaders. So Hugavin and Maxwell, they are already on the final lap.
It looks like Steve Pepper's being caught here by the leaders. I'm just wondering whether there's enough space between him and the two leaders not to get in the way, to be honest.
Of course, if Pepper gets passed by the leaders, he will immediately be on his final lap. But it appears as though the leaders have crossed the line. So Hugavin's one from Maxwell. Meanwhile, Dazuski looks like he's got the win yet again in LMP3. Will Winslade be able to get Meesters back again? He's dropped a little bit too far back. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. As we see another penalty pop up.
That's a post-race penalty for Xiao Tomei as well.
Indeed. Let's see, someone off. That's Dan Rice off again. But Tazuski is through. And this is Boomister right on the back of Russell Bright. Bright has just a couple of corners left.
Yeah, it's just to keep the car going straight and avoid the bouncy curbs, and he should be all right.
Indeed. So Suzuki crosses the line in first, and Bright does manage to keep hold of that second place from Boomister.
Yeah, great racing there from all the drivers. So as the results come up here, we've got LMP2, Meryn Hugavin taking the win with Stephen Maxwell and Oliver Ettridge on the last step of the podium. Afonso Aguiar, David Dlugokeki, Michael Messenger, Pavel Kuzmarek, Gavin Kelly, Ben Chalcroft, Dan Rice, James Renwick and Tom Minot bringing up the 12th position. Last place in the LMP2. LMP3's following. We've got Ryan Suzuki, Russell Bright, Lars Boomister bringing up the third place in the podium. Rich Meesters, Gareth Winslade, Xiao Tomei, Steve Pepper, James Pepper, Tom Alarin, Sam Stott and Philip Miles bringing up the rear. Obviously Sam had that issue at the beginning as well. And then hopefully this is a championship standings as we see them. And there we are for the LMP2 with David Dlugokeki with 228 points in first, Stephen Maxwell in second and Meryn Hugavin in third, followed by Michael Messenger, Gavin Kelly, Afonso Aguiar, Mike Murphy, Ben Chalcroft, Bobby Crivelli, Jim Renwick, Steve Greening and Oliver Ettridge I think it was. And in LMP3s we have Rich Meesters now taking the lead with 170 points from Ryan Suzuki, Xiao Tomei, Gareth Winslade, Russell Bright, Steve Pepper, Tom Alarin, Mark Zeff, Sam Stott, Lars Boomister, welcome aboard to him, Mark Inglis, Philip Miles, Oliver Walker, James Pepper and Stephen McCann bringing up the rear in the LMP3s. It was a shame Yeah, it was a shame not to see Mike Ellis in that race. Championship standing for the teams is Wizard, Black Sapphire, Race Gitter, Wizards Fire Ruby, Minardi RR, Risky Racing Blue, Stupid Agori, Risky Racing Orange, and I wasn't sure on the last one. Then LMP3s, we have No Slots, No Glory, Cool Camel Silver, Wizards Green Emerald, Cool Camel Gold, QRS, Wizards Blue Topaz, and Minardi Americas. And that rounds out the championships.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, so great to see. Well, in fact, coming up, we've got Road Atlanta coming up in 2024.
Yeah, a whole new year.
Indeed. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. My name's been Mark. Joining me has been Steve.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. It's been a pleasure as per normal, and we'll look forward to seeing 2024. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.